Internet, welcome to yet another video where Survivor players woke up and chose violence. They just can't help themselves, can they? Violence, you say? Like a fist fight? Pete and the Beans? You pick up what I'm putting down? Well, not exactly, although that was a consideration. Not for this video, just, on the show. Either way, earlier this year, I talked about 5 times players popped up in an episode and did something drastic and unexpected, and I wanted to talk about 5 more times that these things happened. So let's brandish our machetes and get to chopping the jungle vines as we talk about one of the boldest blindsides in all of Survivor. Season 33, Millennials versus Gen X. Of course, we're kicking off this video with the mad lad best known as Jay, who put together one of the wildest vote outs of all time. Not even being hyperbolic there. To set the scene, Jay has been on the same side as Michaela since the start of the game. They got swapped together on a new tribe, but for the most part were working together through the pre-merge. In the episode right before the merge, Jay is on a tribe of 6 with Michaela, and the two of them have the numbers on their side, and they're outnumbering 2 Gen Xers. If you're doing the math, it is 4-2. They are headed to tribal council. It seems like it's a pretty straightforward vote. I mean, heck, there's even a scene where the tribe is doing nothing to strategize. It's just nothing. That is, until Jay makes it something. He wakes up on this beautiful day and chooses violence. As you might expect, Jay recognizes how strong of a player Michaela is, and he worries that she'll run the rest of the game from, the final 13 onward. He views her as a massive threat, and given the opportunity, he decides to take advantage of this upcoming vote. Why not gather more allies and rope in the Gen Xers? Why not blindside Michaela? Why not spill blood for the sake of it, feeding the blood god that inhabits the island of big moves? Yeah, this blindside goes off, and it is an entire scene.
I pulled the millennials together and used some rocks and shells to lay out a plan, just showing it doesn't matter really who stays and who goes if we play these numbers right. We're the 4 shells.
Yeah.
As long as the 4 shells stay shells.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
We're good.
100%.
She's a huge threat because she's good at competitions, she's a smart chick, so I have this epiphany of saying, boop, Michaela should go home before the merge.
Damn, what a vote tonight. Yeah.
It's crazy when you make a big move because you're thinking, is this the right logical thing to do? This decision tonight could honestly mold the rest of my game, either for a win or for a loss.
Michaela.
What? Did you do that?
Yeah. I did it. Seventh person voted out. Michaela, tribe has spoken.
My shoes. Damn, Jay. That's something good, bro.
Season 31, Cambodia, Second Chance, we get to the final 9, and we find ourselves in a bit of a predicament. You see, Steven has been hunting his white whale for 29 days now. He wants the golden boy known as Joe to go. Joe's gotta go. The problem is that Joe might have an idol. Steven doesn't know for sure, but he's got a suspicion. So, they need to split the votes. Steven is in an alliance of 5, and the good news is that he also has a steal a vote power where he can steal Joe's vote and use it to have Joe vote himself out. This is wild. So they have 6 out of 9 votes, meaning they can then split the vote 3 and 3, and if Joe plays his idol, well, at least their bases are covered. But see, this was but plan A in the scheme of the episode. A little complicated for plan A, but it holds up. Now, enter Spencer, who gives us plan B. Plan B, you say? What's that? Well, I wasn't ready to have this talk, but it's when Spencer pulls a fast one, wakes up, and chooses to flip his vote to blindside Steven Fishback. Spencer just blows up the entire plan here on day 29. Instead of it being a 3-3-3 vote, he makes it a 4-3-2 vote. And really, he wanted to take over Steven's position in the tribe. They didn't need 2 Survivor know-it-alls out there. And just like that, violence was served and the elusive white whale lived to see another day.
I think it makes sense to get rid of Fishback because he has an advantage.
Okay, That's it.
Right.
And there's no need to even no need to even question anything else.
The plan is Abby is voting for Joe, and Joe is voting for Abby. But Abby is insane.
Abby is on the warpath, and I'm scared that Abby's gonna react, vote for Joe, and this entire plan is going to go down the tube.
I have the numbers to split the votes reliably. Either we lose Joe, or we lose Abby and Joe's idol, if Joe has an idol.
Even though I've done everything right to put what I want to happen into place, it could all go to crap.
And whose vote are you going to steal?
I'm gonna steal Joe's vote.
And with Joe's vote, Joe will be voting for Joe.
3 votes Fishback, 3 votes Abby, 2 votes Joe, 1 vote left. 11th person voted out and the 5th member of our jury.
What if I told you that this next random act of violence didn't have the aggressor voting out the main person being aggrieved? I mean, sorta. I'm talking about the hilarious blindside where Mike takes out Joaquin, in effect then blindsiding Rodney at the same time in the pre-merge of season 30 Worlds Apart. Oh boy, this day on Survivor. The whole blue-collar tribe is just a laundry list of questionable behavior, but at least we can always fall back on watching Rodney's face when he gets shocked to see Mike flip on him out of the blue collar. Yeah, a swap hits. Rodney, a blue collar, ropes in Joaquin, a white collar, as they, probably go to the same gym and have the same mom. Who knows? And next thing you know, Rodney suggests to Mike that they throw the upcoming challenge so they can vote out, wait for it, the white whale, Joe. Yeah, Joe, again, a year prior, different season. But it doesn't happen because Mike decides to wake up to Rodney's antics, and instead of letting him take the reins, Mike wants to take the reins heading into the merge. So Mike just laughs at the challenge throw, embarrasses himself, he knows it's a bad acting job, and then he giggles, pulls in Dan and Sierra and Joe, and bye-bye Joaquin, barely knew ya.
Joaquin right now, he's a potential dude I could work with. We're both about girls, we're both about having fun, partying, not settling down.
We developed a relationship, brother, because we're like apples and oranges, brother.
6th person voted out. Joaquin, need to bring me your torch? Joaquin, the tribe has spoken.
This 4th random act of not peace is one of my favorite episodes ever, and it's from season 29, San Juan del Sur, in the pre-merge, when Drew decides he's had enough of being a badass and a manipulator of the game, and instead gets his tribe to throw a challenge, whereupon he is the one who gets blindsided by day's end. But the funny thing is that Drew is the one committing the violence, only to then have the tables turned on him at the last second. Even more peculiar, in the previous video, I talked about how War Dog woke up and chose to blindside Kelly Wentworth, and he succeeded. Whereas in this moment, we see Drew attempt the same thing, and he fails. Drew wakes up on day 10 and decides to flip the game upside down, purposefully lose this challenge, and vote out Kelly Wentworth in a savage blindside. Like a rough draft, like a pre-evolution of War Dog. Do we call him War Drew? Drew wants Kelly's name on the parchment, and it's completely out of the blue. Just, where did this come from? Kelly was quite invisible through these 4 episodes, and suddenly Drew needs her out this bad? Okay, I guess. Amusingly, in hindsight, Drew may have been onto something.
I threw the challenge today because we need to go to Tribal and get some of the snakes that are on our team off. If I don't want to win, we're not going to win. And that's what makes me the kingpin of my tribe. If I had the opportunity to throw this game, I would. And I did. Basically, I'm a badass and a manipulator of this game. Let's get Kelly out tonight. And then all these bitches don't know what to do other than come to us. Trust me, guys. They're going to trust me. Count on it. Send Kelly, dude. Be on board with it or not. And we don't even trust you guys to really vote. Whoa. Dude, be real, you know it. I don't care. I want to strengthen the team. I want to get any sort of bad energy out, and I want to roll forward.
Kelly, do you agree with that?
Yeah, but who's the bad seed in this bunch? Maybe we don't all agree on that.
Fourth person voted out of Survivor blood versus water. Drew. It's 4, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch.
We have one more fantastic moment of sheer violence out of nowhere, and this one is just cruel. I mean, it's smart, but it's also a bit overkill. I am talking about what Tony does to LJ on season 28 Cagayan at the final 9, where Tony decides one day to turn on his own alliance all of a sudden. They were 3 episodes into the merge now, and the first 2 had Tony voting out his opposition. Then, all of a sudden, despite saving LJ in the pre-merge and basically having the guy in his back pocket, Tony decides, let's cut him. Hey, you know, as they say in the construction industry, he's like a rusty nail or something. LJ was a likable, regular-seeming guy who probably could win challenges, and technically Tony wasn't wrong. The numbers lined up to where LJ wasn't needed as a number. I mean, this would cause chaos as not everyone in his alliance knew what was about to happen to poor old LJ, but still. But I want to point out that at the top of this episode, top of the morning, Tony woke up and decided to shift any semblance of a target to LJ for whatever reason. He went and pulled LJ aside and he told him a fake story about Wu. A story that wasn't true, that Wu was gunning for LJ, and so LJ suggested they target Wu first. Tony then took those words and ran LJ's name through the mud the rest of the episode. It's so extra, Tony getting his targets to incriminate themselves over a lie that Tony made up, but hey, that's Tony for you. And when you think about it, can you even say he wakes up and chooses violence when he doesn't actually sleep?
When Jeff turned over that card and it said Tony, I probably pooped on myself. I wasn't expecting to see my name. I'm a 40-year-old bald old man. Now, here we are again, 6 against 3. But it's never that easy just because you have 3 sitting ducks.
Tony definitely has some paranoia and some OCD stuff and he spins a lot. His brain is going all the time. But this is a game of patience right now, so hopefully he doesn't do anything stupid.
Looking at LJ's like looking at myself in the mirror. He's sharp, he's keeping himself 2-3 steps ahead. So I would like to see LJ gone. I have to try to trick LJ to make him want to break a promise that he made to one of our 6. I'm telling LJ that I'm very nervous about Wu having an idol, but it's not true. LJ proposed to me, let's blindside Wu. That's all I wanted to hear. And that's what I have to do. I have to pin everybody against LJ. LJ's shady. He wants to blindside you, bro, and I don't like that. If he's willing to break his promise for you, he'll be willing to break his promise for me.
Hey, that is ridiculous though, man.
He's willing to burn you. So if you want to have another shock face?
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with that. It's gonna be another huge night at Tribal Council.
Apparently, LJ is plotting to get out Wu. I woke up expecting to see nothing but ashes and coal under the tree, and there's this present of let's vote out LJ.
But right now we can just let them kill each other.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Okay. Do it. What do you think LJ wants? Come in 4th place? It's me, it's you, and it's Wu. It's us 3 against Jeffrey and LJ.
I love a good blindside, but it's too soon. No one wants to make a big move right now. You'd be stupid. And I think Tony knows that.
But in life, as in Survivor, you gotta know when to kiss ass, and you gotta know when to kick ass.
9th person voted out, the 3rd member of our jury, LJ. Need to bring me a torch.
Well played.
LJ, tribe has spoken.
In the end, those are 5 more times Survivor players woke up or got up and chose violence. Let me know what you think about these moments and any others that you would want me to consider for a future video. And believe me, there are a lot more acts of violence to go around. A big thanks to my patrons for once again choosing peace, not violence. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to sleep with one eye open on your way out, and I will see you in the next one once I get a good night's rest, because what's the worst that could happen?
And they're literally clairvoyant dreams. I've probably had, I don't know, 30 of them in my lifetime. I had a dream last night. We voted Dave off. Dave is the first to go.
Set in stone.
Set in frickin' stone.
So she has her dreams, who she's voting off, and then that's who it has to be.
Oh, my word.
10th person voted out, the 4th member of our jury. John, that's 5, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch. John?
Tribe has spoken. Pleasure, boys.
I think that's God's divine intervention at work.